How does an anime film made from $20 million embarrass movies that cost 10 times more to produce? Demon Slayer Infinity Castle just hit 700 million worldwide. God dang! That is a public execution of everything Hollywood thought they knew about animation this year. The Kill List, Superman, Fantastic Four, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, How to Train Your Dragon's 2025 remake, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and the original Toy Story. The list goes on and on. It even beat its own prequel Mugen Train, which was already the highest grossing Japanese film of all time. Light work. This movie opened with 70 million in the US alone. To put that into perspective, K-pop Demon Hunters, one of the biggest movies this year and most questionable movies this year, only opened with about $19 million, which is still insane. That just shows how big this movie is. It is the first of 3 films that could gross over $1 billion total. But before we go any further, understand this isn't some fluke. In Japan, literally every living person knows what Demon Slayer is. In America, anime conventions now rival Comic-Con in attendance. This is mainstream dominance, while Hollywood executives still think anime is some niche content market made for straight basement dwellers, which is sometimes kinda true. I can't blame them, eh? But numbers only tell half of the story. To understand how we even got here, we have to talk about the rise of Ufotable. You see, Ufotable wasn't supposed to win. Early 2000s, they were just another anime studio grinding to survive in an industry that treats studios like disposable tissues. Their founder, Hikaru Kondo, made decisions that every MBA would have called suicidal. Instead of following the industry standard of outsourcing everything to cut costs, he did the opposite. Built everything in-house, animation team, digital effects, compositing, production, everything under one roof. But he went further. While other studios were just making anime, Kondo wanted to create universes. Themed cafes where you could eat food from the shows, merchandise shops that felt like walking into the anime world, full immersive experiences around their properties. This sounds insanely expensive, right? Turns out it's actually way cheaper and way smarter compared to Hollywood. Hollywood operates on the freelancer industrial complex. Different studios handle different scenes. VFX houses in 5 different countries work on separate shots. 100 different contractors, each working in isolation, and the coordination becomes a nightmare. Ufotable looked at that and said, hell no, we're not doing that. The same core team works together project after project. They learn each other's strengths. They develop shared techniques. They build a visual language that becomes consistent across everything they make. This is why Ufotable's work has such a distinctive style that you can recognize instantly. It's the same talented people working together repeatedly. When Infinity Castle was announced, they didn't rush production. They took years to make sure every frame was right. When Mugen Train was announced, they had most of it done before they even revealed the release date. That level of planning is almost unthinkable in modern movie production. Some people see Demon Slayer and immediately say, unlimited budget works, like it explains everything. That's not just wrong, it's actively disrespectful to the artist. Let me break down exactly how they do it. Most animated movies treat 3D CGI and 2D animation like they're enemies. You can always tell when you're looking at a CGI element because it sticks out like someone just downloaded Photoshop. The textures don't match, the movements feel wrong, it breaks immersion immediately. Or Marvel movies where actors are clearly standing in front of green screens 90% of the time. Nothing feels real. Ufotable completely rejected that approach. They use 3D CGI as a blueprint tool, not as the final product. They map out complex action sequences in 3D first using basic choreography that would be nearly impossible to visualize any other way. Every movement that 3D model makes gets redrawn by hand with artistic flourish, personality, and style. This is why Demon Slayer can have those insane rotating camera shots that fly through combat scenes and still maintain perfect spatial awareness. The 3D backgrounds and environments blend seamlessly because they're designing everything to work together from the start. It's not, let's just add CGI to our 2D animation. It's let's use 3D animation to create better 2D art. Those water effects that look like liquid diamonds and the fire that looks like pure chaos. That's animator Nozomu Abe and his effects team doing wizard level work. But the real magic is Ufotable's godly compositing. Most studios treat compositing like stacking pancakes. Character layer, background layer, effects layer, and slap some color correction on it. Functional but boring. I've watched incredible hand-drawn keyframes with other anime get completely ruined by bad compositing. It just makes everything look flat and lifeless. Ufotable treats compositing like the most important artistic step in the entire pipeline. Layer after layer of lighting effects, layer after layer of color grading, atmospheric depth that makes 2D feel 3-dimensional, strategic motion blur, bloom, grain, texture overlays. Their compositing team adds more layers to a single scene than a professional photo editor adds to a Vogue cover. This is why Demon Slayer doesn't just look good, it looks expensive. The compositing makes a $20 million budget look like a $200 million budget. But before anyone crowds Ufotable as the perfect studio, we need to address the reality. The working conditions aren't perfect. The in-house model means animators are constantly available, which can lead to overwork. The take your time approach still involves brutal crunch crunch periods when deadlines approach. And there's that whole tax evasion scandal with founder Hikaru Kondo from 2019 to 2021 where he was found guilty of hiding over $4 million in revenue. So they're not saints. Their approach is trying to combat the industry's brutal working conditions, but they haven't solved it completely. Now let's compare this to Hollywood, where VFX artists are literally collapsing from exhaustion, where studios are shutting down because they can't handle Marvel's impossible schedules, where animators regularly work 80 to 100-hour weeks, while the Disney executives are on their 5th yacht this year. Ufotable's model, while imperfect, is at least attempting something different. Hollywood's creative process is designed to destroy good ideas. Spend $300 million, then test it with focus groups. Endings too sad? Change it. Villains too confusing for 12-year-olds? Dumb it down. Not enough comedy? Add quips every 5 minutes until dramatic tension is dead and is absolutely unfunny still. The result is movies designed by algorithms and committees, sand it down until they're so safe they're almost completely forgettable. Mangaka Koyoharu Kotoge tells the story they want to tell. Ufotable adapts it faithfully while adding visual magic. Just artists making art, and the risky approach makes more money every single time. Demon Slayer trusts his audience isn't brain dead. Shows Tanjiro's pain through animation, through movements, through the weight in his eyes. You don't need exposition dumps when your compositing team conveys more emotion through lighting than most screenwriters can with entire monologues. Hollywood makes movies for global audiences. Remove everything interesting until it's bland. Demon Slayer is aggressively Japanese. Japanese folklore demons, Taisho era setting, East Asian philosophy. Global audiences love it because it's authentic. People want genuine content from different cultures. Looking expensive means having actual style. The problem isn't the genre, it's the execution. Now, if you've made it this far, you're probably like, why the hell is Miles Morales in the thumbnail? Well, that's where the real mastermind comes in. Sony. Sony's role is legitimately hilarious. Sony Animation spent decades lost. Emoji Movie, then Spider-Verse, then back to mediocre. All over the place, right? Then someone asked, what if we just distribute anime films made by people who actually know what they're doing? And it worked just as planned. They're making more money with less risk as the middleman. And because Sony owns Crunchyroll, they also have streaming rights. But Demon Slayer isn't alone. The top 10 highest grossing anime films in America, most of them have been from the last 5 years. Mugen Train broke Pokemon's 20-year record. Infinity Castle broke Mugen Train's. Jujutsu Kaisen 0, My Hero Academia, One Piece Film Red, all of them are crushing it. And Infinity Castle is R-rated, making superhero money. Disney's never made a R-rated animated film that's hit over $100 million. Anime studios have discovered 2 game changers. 1. Repackage TV episodes as theatrical releases. And 2. Save crucial arcs for theater releases only. Demon Slayer made their finale theatrical. Go to theaters or get spoiled. Chainsaw Man is also doing it. Everyone's doing it. The line between TV anime and anime films is disappearing. Appointment viewing just came back from the dead. Every major anime has this potential now. The potential has always been there, but Hollywood's been refusing to see it. This is why an anime about demon slaying teenagers just embarrassed the biggest franchises in entertainment history. So with that being said, you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the vid, give your boy a sub. And if no one's told you today, bye, love you, peace.